Hello, hello everyone. It's Sunday Fun Day. We're gonna take some time and do some scrapbooking. We're gonna work on our July kit. Red, white, and ocean blue. Come on in, you guys, and say hello. All right, hi. Today we're gonna play to create. We are going to create. Definition of create is to bring something into existence. So let's try to get this scrapbook page into existence, shall we? Let's get that volume off. There we go. All right, say hello as you come in, guys. So I think I'm going to be caught up after this, right? Well, not caught up. I have millions of pictures probably that need homes on a scrapbook page, but I'm getting caught up with our 2026 Kiwi Club kits. This is July's, last month. I know, can you believe it? It's already August. Insanity. This year is creeping by crazily fast. And so let's just dive right in. I have some other things I pulled off to the side that I thought may or may not kind of go with our scrapbook layout today. So let's just see what we have. First of all, I'm gonna put the kit to the side. Let's look at the template set that comes with the full, when you sign up for the full club. It's called Adrift, and there are a ton of pieces in here. Let's get them all out. Get that little handy dandy thing. I need to figure out how I want to organize my stuff. I'm still very archaic in the way I am storing them. We have a little tag, a little bird, a little seagull, lighthouse. Oh my gosh, you guys, if you've been to Sanibel, probably if you've been to anywhere on the East Coast, you've been to some kind of a lighthouse. I know we've been to the lighthouse on Sanibel Island a million gazillion times. We also have been to the lighthouse on Hilton Head Island. So that will be, I think, widely used. Here's a little seaweed. I love that shell. We have some cute little minis, or remember they used to be called tiny borders. They were tiny card borders. That's what that is. Trying to think if that's like 6 inches or not. This awesome message in the bottle. Oh, maybe that's what that, or I guess you could put the tag on there. Somehow you could stuff like a piece of paper. Could you could make a shaker box out of this guy. That would be fun. And then put like a real note in the inside. That would be fun. A little fishy. We got a little lobster. The ship, which you could build a ship in the bottle. You could also do that. And then we have another shell. So I'm like digging the shells. I recently was at Hilton Head Island, so I'm thinking of the pictures that were taken, activities that were done. So kind of feeling like I'm gonna use the lobster. I like the shells, maybe some seaweed in there, maybe the fishy. I don't know so much about these little waves because they say the kit plays well with Coastal Highway, which has waves in it. So we'll pull out the Coastal Highway. And then I did find something else I thought would play nice. So here's your Adrift templates. Okay, so we could just put those, we'll go put these up here. I don't think I'll do the bottle. I know I actually took a picture of a sailboat out in the distance. I don't know if that'll all go on one layout though. So we're just gonna throw all this stuff over here for the time being. Okay, that is adrift. All right, the paper pack. Let's see what's in the paper pack. Now, my daughter is coming over with her fur boy. And if he hears me, he's probably gonna come pounding in this room like a force to be reckoned with. He comes at you hard. He comes in hard. So we'll see if he pops in. But they are on their way. So we're gonna have, every Sunday we have the kids over, I have my mom over, and we have dinner. So that's what's gonna happen tonight for us. I did download the digital idea book. I have not printed it out yet. We've looked at the adrift. I've pulled out Coastal Highway and Tiny Seaside, among other things. So let's put that to the side. Let's look at the paper. This paper is fun. Let's see if I can get in nice and close for you guys, and then we'll back out. Okay, this is a fun pattern, especially if you are going to see lighthouses. I think that's fun. You'll notice there's an anchor, but there's no anchor in here, but please hold. And a little starfish. And then, ooh, this is a crazy pattern that just made my eyes wiggle. You guys, I woke up, we had pretty crazy storms yesterday, a couple big ones throughout the day. I took like 4 or 5 hours to try to fix our Lazy Susan. You know, that thing that spins in that stupid space in your kitchen, in that corner cabinet. Mine has never sat well. The tray broke, we replaced it. Of course, I think it was probably, I think the wood, I got like a bamboo one instead of just that plastic. And I think the outside part of it, you know, is too big. It was too big. So that made the door stick out. Sometimes it rubbed. Anyways, so I spent like 4 to 5 hours trying to fix that yesterday. And I have a bad neck and I have a bad back. And then I woke up to, I was in quite a bit of pain yesterday, but then I woke up today extremely dizzy. Not vertigo dizzy, but just really feeling off. So that just sent my eyeballs into a tizzy. That's a crazy pattern for my eyeballs right now. Here's a nice dark red color. I love it. Okay, so it looks like it could be our background pages. Not sure I don't know that I would use these as a background. Here's a nice calm blue with some wavies. A wavy pattern in there. That could be a background. Here's another 2 pieces that could be your background. Various little sizes of squares. On the flip side is a nice tan color. Pretty simple there. And then we have, another dark blue, various size squares. And then another red with waves. We are doing the whole red, white, and blue thing here. Here's a fun pattern. See, it's got white and blue little dots in there. On this side, just kind of a creamy color, I would say. Here's a fun pattern with anchors. This is a fun one, and I'm pretty sure I'm going to use this because of a couple pictures I have. Only a couple pictures though, so we have to figure out like what we want to pair that with, but I'm definitely going to use this for sure. Here's a fun, just a medium blue pattern. And oh, so fun. I'm gonna say those are crabs. Yes, those are crabs in there with some, not sand dollars, but starfish. Here's another red pattern. I like this pattern as well with the shells, so we'll definitely gonna use those 2 together somewhere, somehow. And then, we have a dark blue pattern. And then, that's a fun pattern on that side, just of a shell, so that could possibly work too. And then we have our cut apart. Friends are like seashells. We collect them along the way. That's cute. Collect memories like seashells. We go to Hilton Head a lot, and I think I got my extra set of paper for this one, so I'm glad I did that because I probably will be making multiple layouts for this. Make a splash, dream higher than the sky and deeper than the ocean. Yes, I have a retirement plan. Yes, we do. A little note from the sea, that's cute. From sea to shining sea. From sea to shining sea, that could be around 4th of July. Home is where the anchor drops. You're my lobster. I'm on a seafood diet. I seafood and I eat it. Yes. Under the sea, I sure do love you. Feel the sand in your toes. Take me to the ocean. Let the sea set you free. A day at the lighthouse. That's a good one. You're my best mate. Just call me captain. Family day at the aquarium. Charting new memories. That's a cute one. Some shells. Date, place, and then what's this? Oh, I guess that's a sailboat. That's a little awkward looking, but here we go. And then a beige background. Okay. So we need to decide on a background. Do I want to go crazy? And do we want to do a dark background? Do we want to do a dark background? Especially because we're going to be working with some crazy patterns today. Because like these won't, those kind of die out on the warmer beigey color there. I don't know, I kind of feel like that dies out too on there. The red's not bad. The dark blue is pretty good. And I like the red. And I feel like there's a red thing happening here. I feel like the red is pulling me versus the dark blue. Well, we could do one. We could do one in reds, and then we'll do a layout with blues another time. I think I'm going red. I am going red. I feel like this is too pinky of a red. So we're gonna do this red. Okay, so these are our backgrounds. I hear him. He does not know where Grandma is. I have a feeling he does not know where I am. The dog, that is. Okay, just looking and seeing what we got here. That would be a good pattern too. Okay. All right, so we know we're doing the dark red. All right, let's just put this stuff aside for the moment and talk about what other things we found. I brought out my, well, look at that, paradise. And I brought out, and that brings out the shell from the one print. We have like that flower. We have a fun little fish. Oops, where does he go? He goes this way. Got another little fun fish. That's kind of just like a water blob, and then maybe like a sea snake, or let's see, this could go with, see, the seaweed is too small. If anything, I might use this guy. So let's take these aside. And we're gonna put these aside. All right, I also have, it said it goes well with Tiny Seaside, so I did bring out Tiny Seaside. And that is kind of like the tiny version of Paradise. But I don't know why they didn't just call it Tiny Paradise. Okay, so we could do that. We could have our little seaweed there. Here's our little fishy. Here's a little water splat. Here's a little fun flower. Here's another seashell. Pineapple. We didn't see any pineapples in here, so I'm thinking that's no-go. And I don't think that flower. There were really no flowers in our patterns. So I think, if anything, we'll use seashell out of that one. Maybe this guy. Although I don't feel like that's necessary. All right. Let's just put these guys back. All right, so we're getting an idea of what things we want. Our elements, pieces, parts. Okay, this is not going in. Okay. All right. As for another element, I thought I found my July of 24 kit. Okay, we can sneak out of here a little bit. The July of 24 kit. And look at that. Lo and behold, we have a very large anchor. I'm just kind of bringing it to your attention that if you do maybe use this kit for cruise pictures or something like that, it's got the little cruise ship in there. It's got this little guy in there, and it has an anchor, and then it has the big wheel. What else do we have in here? We have a funky little something with stars. Here, let's get this out. So this would be good for the 4th of July layout. This is from the Anchored in Freedom, and the name of this template set was Anchors Away. So that was that one. So you could definitely get away with this for 4th of July. But I don't think I'm using the anchor paper, so I'm not going to use this set. I just thought it would be, it's notable. Now, maybe some of the papers might, let's see, some of the paper could possibly work with it. And if we needed a nice solid color, let's see, let's pull this out together. Clearly I haven't used my set here, so the red's not quite the same. We're not using the cruise. Here's your, 4th of July look. We were actually there for 4th of July too. Here's like a blue. Here's like a nice dark blue with fireworks in the background. There's that. Those stripes could work. A light blue pattern. We got another creamy pattern. That almost, you guys, that is a repeat of what's in your ocean blue. Oh, there you go. I like this dark blue background. This is the background. I think that could, if we're looking for a nice solid, this might work. Not caring for that red, but the blue, that light blue, if we choose to bring in a light blue. Ooh, this is like a dark, oh gosh, just a midnight blue. More of a off-white paper. Okay. So if anything out of this pack, I would say I might be inclined to use this for something. Not sure what yet, because we're not there yet. But we're getting there. So that's your July of 24 kit. If you haven't used it yet, Anchored in Freedom, that's the name of it. It may even be available on the website. If you're a club member, I believe you have access to past club kits. Okay, let's look at, it says it plays nicely with Coastal Highway, which I I see that it would. I feel like this is a good wavy pattern. If you're doing like a boat or something, I don't think mine's gonna be more land oriented. I have to find them. I should have printed the pictures, but I did not, that I have in mind. And then I thought, we have this, the Everyday Adventures. Remember, this is the scrapbook all-in-one. I thought that template was fun. I thought this one would be fun. Wavy. Nice and wavy. So we're gonna leave those out. This would be cute. Another kind of like a buoy. You could use that as a lifesaver buoy. That might be fun. Let's see. Let's go back to this. Let's bring out that wavy one just in case. This is that Coastal Highway. That one. I'm just gonna throw them on there and see if it sticks here. Hello, Miss Beth and Suzanne, how are you? Let's see, this could be a fun one. I don't, like I said, this is a fun one. And they do nestle. I just don't think I'm not looking to create that wavy look today. And then I brought out Echo Point Place, because I felt like that had some templates that had some good movement. Like I like that one. Let's grab those. Let's see what we got here. Even this wave is pretty good, but I think I like these better. So we're gonna see how these work. See if we can get them to work. Okay. I just find this is a fun piece because you can put pictures in there. Wouldn't that be fun to have like a, I wouldn't say waterfall, but kind of like a layout with your pictures going that way. I don't think I've ever seen that done. Let's see what that would look like. Put these off to the side. Pick it up. Just for grins and giggles. Let's scooch out there so we can get the whole gist. Wouldn't that be fun? Let me just see if if they're all indeed straight up and down. Then you could probably get one more here. That would be fun. That would be quite an interesting layout, wouldn't it? Not necessarily the wave. I wonder how you could do that. Or would you just then keep repeating it? Like, let's say, like I almost want to pencil this out. Let's see if I have anything. Let's just say for grins and giggles, we got this. I know I'm kind of going off on a little tangent here, just bear with me here. Bear with me for one moment. Let's just say we have pictures here. Let's say you had like a bunch of just little pictures, right? I'm gonna kind of just bring this guy down. don't really match, which is crazy. Each one's a little different. Okay. I don't think I could have spaced this any better, maybe a little bit better. Might be a little high. Let's say then we did this. Let's say we came in and did more. Like, boy, this is messing with my brain. Let's say we did this. Let's say we just did this one and this one, right? And then you did that here. That'd be kind of cool, right? Just to have just an interesting layout. I mean, you would not see that anywhere else. Okay, sorry, I digressed. I went off on a little tangent there, but I thought that was kind of cool. Or you can do diamonds up and down. You can also do that. Honestly, think about it. Here, that's a white piece of paper that probably doesn't show off very well. You know, if we did this, and then you had your wave here, and then you have it maybe going the opposite way on a different side. That would be fun. What do you guys think? And then we could bring, does this follow? Kinda, not quite, but it does kind of follow that same look. So like ignore these. And we can come in with this, with a coordinating pattern. Are these the same? Or do we the wave is going the wrong way, so we can flip it. Or instead of this, come in with this. Kind of interesting. It's kind of an interesting piece. I'm gonna keep that in the back of my head because I do like that. That's kind of an interesting piece. Okay. All right. Sorry, we were just kind of playing, kind of investigating, seeing what we had here. Okay. Let's go back in here. Okay, might I digress. All right, let's start getting this together here, and then we'll see how far we get today. Move these. Running out of room already, you guys. I think I've said I've gotten pretty much everything I want out, right? Like I said, if anything, we'll use that dark piece, I think, maybe from that other kit. Okay. All right, let's spread this out. Okay, this is our layout. Let's start with Coastal Highway. Last time we kind of went in the middle, so I'm going to try to avoid that. Try to avoid doing the same thing here. And look at that, it matches. Yay! I love when they match. Love, love, love when they match. Okay. This is Everyday Adventures. The waves are going the opposite way, so we need to flip. That does not match, but I bet you it matches this side. Since we're matching everything, let's have it match on this side too. Okay. All right. See if we'll use these at all. That's fun, how that kind of matches, it kind of goes into one. I like that. Okay, so we're gonna have kind of like a water thing going down here. So of course then we should probably have some shells that we can tuck in. One, two, and let's put our lobster over here. Do a little lobster there. Definitely want these shells. We will place our boat here. Just kind of have our shells sitting here. All right, so what I have is I have images, I have pictures of my mom and my aunt eating a whole lobster. So I have them eating their lobsters. And I know that's not giving that vibe, but it's kind of like from the water to the table. We're gonna go with that. From the water to the table. So I think this is gonna be, again, a simple layout. Let me see what else I have. Let's see. I feel like those could be a little too big. These are the photo blocks. These are new, so you should see these in our the new products section. Let's see, I know we have other sizes, but they could be too small. We have photo blocks, or the 5x7, the 5x7 they were, 5x5, 5x7, hold on. .75 by 11. So we have the 4x6 photo blocks. And then we have, I want to say they were called 5x7s. And then we have the slim photos. So we have all these little ones. However, I have a lot of space to fill. So I think, let's see what size got it here. We did a lot of course, eating out, you know, so we do those. What are we thinking of that? Just feel like that's too much, too big. I need like a sun there. We need a sun. Do some more clouds over here like we did in the last one. Oh yeah, we could do the clouds with a little bird, maybe a little seagull. Do a little seagull over here. How are we thinking we like this? Do we like this? Hi, Julie. How are you? Thanks for saying hi. I appreciate it. Like, I feel like the seaweed should be green, and there's really no green in this website. In the template kit, or in the paper kit. Shush, shush, little fish. Let's see what our cut apart looks like again. So here's something fun we could do with the message in the bottle kind of thing, is if you did it over one of the sayings, okay, get it pretty much to the bottom. If you cut this kind of like in a wavy fashion, oof, it would look like it was full of water. Friends are like seashells, but it's not really, that's not the vibe I'm going for. From sea to sun, shining sea, that's more 4th of July. I have to use You're My Lobster because that's gonna be part of the whole idea. And I'll probably do I'm on a seafood diet, I seafood and I eat it. Probably, yes, we need to do that. So let's do, okay, it's coming to life here. It's coming to life. Okay, I'm gonna use this, I'm on a seafood diet, I seafood and eat it. So I'll probably put that like along here. Or is it this size? Is it that size? So we'll have to do it there. So we'll put it on top of here. Okay. And then You're My Lobster. I'd like to put somewhere, so maybe I put it, maybe we use the shell. Can the shell, that's too small, and I think like this might be too big. That would be too big. I need one in the middle. So unless we change that out, let's see. Good, thank you. You know, you play and you play and you play and you're like, I don't know. I'm not a crazy, like, extravagant scrapbooker. Like, I know some people's layouts are just amazing. My lobster. See, that would fit in one of these. So we could do that. Let's do this. Let's do this. If we did that, hold on. We're still thinking. We're still thinking. That's still a possibility. Because then I need to know where that's gonna go. And because this is not that same height, we could maybe do these over here then. It just kind of doesn't give us the room I was hoping it would give us. I really like this for this. That, you guys, and then we could do You're My Lobster and put that here or wherever. I think that's what we'll do, and then those would be fun to cut out. Oof, those are teeny. Teeny tiny. All right, so guess we won't use that one. Let me bring out those other ones again. Because this is also the same. Nope, that's too short. Too short, okay. If I'm missing anything. I think this is where we're sticking. This is, I think, what we're doing here. Shell, and we could put this guy over here because he's so small. Maybe get the lobster over here. Or do you guys like the lobster over there? I don't know. Okay, well, we know these are the elements we're using, so now we can start looking for which borders am I using. I am using Echo Point Place, are these little little piece parts, 1A and 1B. I'm using, what's this one? I'm using Coastal Highway 2A and 2B. And then I'm using, what is this one? Everyday Ventures, both of those. So that's what I'm using there. Okay. Let's start picking out paper. Let's get, I'm gonna start cutting these sections out. We're gonna get that strip out. right, I just need to turn it. Just a little smidge more, there we go. Okay, yay, and then we'll get that You're My Lobster out. I do like those teeny little shells, and maybe at the end, if we decide we need something, we'll cut those out. For now, I'll just leave them in there. Okay. All right, I think we've used what we're gonna use, like I said, maybe. All right, so I think I'm gonna put that in the middle, and then we'll put the two pictures. I have a picture of each of them eating their lobster there. I'm gonna say I'm on a seafood diet here. Okay. And maybe we don't need the clouds. We'll see. We'll see. Okay. So far, so good. Okay. Now we need to pick papers. Okay, for these skinny little pieces, let's see. Let's pick that one with the seashells on it. This one, I think that would be fun. Or do we do the seashell on there? Ooh, that could be fun. I think maybe we do the seashell on that one. And then the smaller one, I'm sure we have a starfish somewhere, but. And then maybe we do like a dark blue for the small one. I really like this one too. I really want to use this one too. We're gonna go all kinds of crazy on this one. All kinds of crazy. All right, let's think about this. I don't know why I probably spend way too much time thinking about what I'm using. All right, so if we use the dark, I think I'm gonna use the back border with this. Then we'll put the lighter one on top, okay? And that wave needs to be a dark blue. Just feel like it needs to be a dark blue. Hello, Miss Beverly, how are you today? I think that's what I want to do. I don't want a light blue, I don't think. Whoa. No, I think we need to go dark. Okay. All right. Take a picture because I'm never going to remember what it looks like. I'm going to take a picture real quick, you guys, because I'm not going to remember how I had this set up. Just take a quick picture. Boop. There we go. Okay, let's get back to Facebook. There we are. All right. Of course, the lobster will have to be red. these guys off. And we're gonna get rid of everything we're not using because that gets in the way. Like I said, I have tons, probably tons of pictures of lighthouses that we've been to, so I'm definitely gonna use that one for sure. I'm on the fence about those. Let's do this. Okay. Move that out of the way. I need room. I need breathing room here. All right, we're gonna do dark blue. So do these nestle? They do. All right. I'm gonna get this as close to the bottom as I can. Hold it down. Press as hard as I can too, because I was using my white pencil the last time and it wouldn't work. It was kind of crazy. All right, let me just pull this guy down. I'm gonna move him. Hate it when it moves. There we go. Just a little minor. I take a sandpaper thing here, and I just kind of lightly put the bottom of my eraser on there, especially when it gets nasty dirty. And then I'm just gonna lightly erase my mark where I goofed. Okay. Okay, done. I'm just going to get close, but not cut it out yet. Okay, all right, we got that. Now these. We're gonna do this pattern, which I feel like, okay, do we do the light on the dark or the light, dark on the light? I feel like it shouldn't be the photo frames because you're barely gonna see anything. You're not gonna get the whole lobster and all that on there. So I feel like it has to be one of the waves. So do we like the red, white, blue, or do we like the red, blue, white? I thought it was like in the red, white, blue. Okay, so we're gonna take this. Now, here's some tips, you guys, okay? Because these nestle, right? If you do that, your shells are gonna be upside down when you flip it. So unfortunately, we're gonna have to trace them by not nestling it. Hi, Kathy, how are you today? Thanks for joining me. We're scrapbooking today. of my many things that I love to create. Okay, so we got that. And then bummer, we can take this up at the top though, if we want to. And then we'll have still a good portion of paper left. So let's do that. Because you really just don't want your shells upside down. I wouldn't want my shells upside down. So anything, any paper that has words, anytime, you know, that it has to be upright. Oops, don't flip it. Okay, let me just do a little straight line there. Thank you for sprinkling, I appreciate it. Hi, Michaela, how are you? Kathy, you are one of my biggest friends and supporters. I appreciate you. Always. Okay. What I am gonna do though is get this cut out. So we're working with smaller sections. I have to make sure that we don't go over. We gotta look for our lines. Just pull it down a little bit more here. Okay. Good, we didn't cut onto it. And then this one will cut along that line. I am doing good. I was telling everybody in the very beginning that I was monkeying around yesterday, laying on the floor, trying to fix my lazy Susan. And I have a bad neck, bad back. Woke up today dizzier than all get out, so I'm pushing through right now. Pushing through. Okay, so we got those borders cut. So what I'll probably do is get everything cut, and then we'll save inking and all that for tomorrow. Okay, same idea, you guys. Although this, with this one, we should do the birds upright. So make sure you're turning your paper accordingly. All right, same thing, because we're going straight across. You want to start here, because you don't want your birds upside down. If you do this and then flip it, your birds are going to be upside down. So you don't want your birds upside down. Those would be bats. Okay. Trace it. If you are a club member, specifically of mine, thank you so much for subscribing. If you are with someone else, that is equally awesome. I know they just showed a sneak peek of the August kit, which was fun. And that you could get your separate, you can get a whole nother second set of papers as a Kiwi Club subscriber. Okay, oh gosh, I pull it away before I do my straight line. Darn it. Okay, let's get that line back up. a scrapbook 2-page layout. That is what we're making. This is scrapbooking templates that, you know, because when you're scrapbooking for so many years, like I've been doing it since 1997, your layouts, you tend to start looking at your pages and going, what on earth am I going to do with this page? And yeah, run out of ideas, and there's only so many products on the market that, you know, everything keeps looking the same to you. And these are templates that help things just look, in my opinion, different every time. Okay, there's that. Yeah. All right, let's see, because we did our little squiggly lines, let's do, maybe we do our photo backdrops. Do we have enough paper on this one? Yeah. Oh yeah. All right, this is 3.75 by 10 1/4. So all we have to do is follow what it tells us. And we should be okay. So 3 3/4. So we're gonna go this way. 3 1/2, 3 3/4 is right about here. And then by 10 1/4 from a 12-inch piece leaves you with 1 3/4. So let's take off 1 3/4. That will give us our photo backdrop there. 1 3/4, right? And save this. You never know when you're gonna need that. Could be a cloud, could be a very dark cloud. Okay, so this is gonna be this. So right there. So we can kind of keep that back there. And then we need a 4 1/4 by 8. Let's go, 4 1/4 by 8. So we need to chop off 4 inches. Right there. Okay, keep that. And then we want to do 4 1/4. 4 1/4 there. Okay. Put that on the ground. Hello, Carmina. Hello, hello. Welcome in, everyone. Okay, there's gonna go there. That guy will go there. Okay, we got our borders over here. Got these thingies. I got these thingies. I'm gonna put everything on the ground. These have not yet been cut out. We will get to that. All right, so now we gotta do all our little pieces, parts here. Okay. I don't think I'm gonna use these papers at all anymore. I really like this one for the shell. Wish we had another one for the shell. So I really feel like I want to do, because I can line it up and make it just so perfect. Kind of have to let the pencil guide me along the edges here. Oops, it shifted. Why do not my hands just don't. Weak hands, you guys, weak hands. Ooh, that's gonna be tough, 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 tough. So here's a trick. We'll see if this works. If you're tracing on this side, right? You know let's say your shell maybe was off center or something. You would pull it away and you shove it under. And then you can trace it this way. However, I don't know where I traced. So unless I try to do this again and really apply some pressure. Using a white pencil on the other side. Let's see here. See if I can make an indent on that side. No. Boy, oh boy, that is some good paper. Although I see it a little bit. Well, we're gonna just struggle with cutting that out. Okay, let me. Okay, there's that shell. Now, I like to, whatever I do on one side, I do on the other side. So, we do a little bit of the boat. We could do the sail in that pattern. We could have done the clouds in that pattern. Let's do the sail. I think we could do the sail. So I'm gonna take it down to the bottom here. So in this case, let's do the sailboat going in, okay? So I would have traced it on here if this was a darker background, but I'm going to slip it off, put it underneath, turn it, okay? And then I'm gonna bring it down to the bottom here. And we're just gonna cut off. I wonder if I should trace the whole thing and then just do the bottom of the boat. We'll cover the bottom of the boat. That's what we'll do. That's what we'll do. So we'll be piecing it together. Oh goodness, the doggies are barking. I think they hear the neighbor dog. I apologize. Uh-oh, here he comes. Here he comes. I think they're looking for me. Just doesn't, I don't think he knows where to find me. It's my grand fur baby. He's visiting they're here for dinner. My daughter, her husband, and their pooch, who happens to be my pooch's brother. And they are silly beans together. Silly guys. All right, I'm gonna cut this out just to see what he looks like. I like this because it has a lot of straight cuts. Who has dogs? Raise your hands. Who has cats? I know Kathy has cats. So this is going to be our boat. Now, however, we're going to give him a different color bottom and we'll give him a different color sail, I think. We'll do that too. So we're going to leave this out. Okay, let's keep moving along here. All right. Will I use this again? I probably will not use that. I probably will not use the shells. We need to find something for our small shell. Probably something more solid. I'm thinking I like this one. Because then that's going to be on there. There's no red in our backgrounds. No solid red. So I think this is a good choice. Boy, those dots are just wigging out my eyeballs. What's nice about our templates are they are a little see-through, so you can kind of highlight a pattern or words on your pattern paper. Sometimes there's words that you want to highlight. So whatever we do on one side, we like to do to the other side. Meaning patterns. So do we do our lobster friend with this red? Ooh, he's gonna have dots all over him, or let's see what other reds we have. We have like this lighter red, which I'm not digging, so I don't want to do that. I think we have to use it for our lobster. Okay, so we're gonna trace this lobster. Now he's not gonna be fun to cut out, just saying. He is just not gonna be fun. Not fun at all. Not fun, in fact, to probably trace. So he will be done off camera in case there's any chance of some colorful language. I'm teasing. He's just not going to be fun to cut out. This is one instance where I wish Kiwi Lane would come out with some digital files, because I would so use that. You know, if they would just do it on little stuff. I don't necessarily need everything in a digital file. I don't mind fussy cutting, but boy, this is getting fussy. This is getting fussy, fussy. Okay, trying not to move it. Does anybody have any fun tips? I know, like, I should have a very fine tipped pair of scissors. That will definitely help. Okay, he's traced. I think I'm gonna make, that sail is against the red. It needs to be probably blue or white. Or even a light blue. You could bring in a little smidge of light blue. Let's see. Do we want the body of the boat to be the same? Probably not. That's probably too much on one side. Okay, so we need that guy there. We need something for the body of the boat and his sail. And I think it has to be either a dark blue or it needs to be a white, in my opinion, or at least what I want to do on my, do we do something like that? That could be fun. You're not really going to see much on that sail, but the body of the boat you will. I think we just need to go, I think we just need to bring in this guy again. Or no, we use, oh, let's use the opposite side of this guy. The pattern's different than that. All right, so we'll do the body of the boat. And then we'll do the little sail, I think is what we'll do. Okay, and then I'm just gonna come down here and grab a corner here. Let's see, can we use this little corner or no? It's too thin. Ooh, this one might fit perfect. Perfect. That just fit too perfectly. Well, maybe I cut it a little short. It's okay, we'll leave that, that's fine. Okay, that'll go up there. Let's do this. Almost 4 o'clock. Ooh, I need to start making dinner too. We're gonna have white chicken chili. Yummy. There, we'll do that. There we go. Oh, I should probably recut that, right? Let's see if we can find a corner here. Gotta take into account the pencil line, blah, blah, blah. Let's see if I make this any bigger or if I make it the same. I'm gonna cut outside my pencil line because I feel like that'll make it bigger. Oops. Come here, you bugger. There we go. Is that it? Gosh. Okay, well, we'll work with that. Okay. There's our sailboat. We got our lobster. We need to do that shell and this shell and the birdie. Gotta do the birdie. Okay, let's see. I really love this, but I think we could end up using this for a different layout. How cool though would that be to use this with the shell? Would that work, you think? Wish we had some kind of a swirly pattern. Let me see in this, this is that July of 24 kit. Anchored in Freedom, I think it was called. Yeah. Let's see if there's any like white in there. Or something similar. That's not. Kind of got a gray tone to it. Yeah, this has totally different colors in there. And look, you guys, it has that same pattern. So you get another sheet of that. I want my bird to be a little more white. So I might dip into, I might. I'm gonna dip into our neutrals, I think, for the bird. Have you guys gotten the neutrals? Let's see if we have something similar. And, you know, it's kind of grayish. It's too tannish. I want something really white. White and gray. It's a white and gray. Is that what we want, or is this more like what we want? Come on, neutrals, do me good. I'm not digging it, guys. I'm not digging it. This isn't horrible. It looks light bluish, I guess. That could work. Let's see what other. Ooh. That's too like. Yeah. Teeny tiny polka dot might work. I'm gonna check also. See what other colors. I got the other paper packs too, so let me go look at those. Let's see. We got golden hour, and then we have these. Let's see. I'm thinking maybe. Let's see if we can find it. See where it is in here. Oh, it's like a light blue. I don't know why I'm being so indecisive about this. I don't think I like that. So we may have to bring in a light blue. I don't think that's gonna match either, so I'm not even gonna bother. Let's look through at the papers we've used here. I just don't want to bring in cream. I just don't. In worst case, we use this one. Okay, so we have a shell. Oh, we could do this. The shell on that one might look interesting. And then do this shell. And then do the bird and the clouds with this. We could do that. We could do that. Okay. Okay. All right. I'm gonna just put this up here so I can bring this down and trace. And what you're going to want to do is keep this template out so that you can get like a marker to mark those lines on there to make it look like a shell. Okay, there's that. And we'll do this one. Okay, and then I'm going to pencil in that centerpiece because that'll have to be a different color. All right, so we're going to leave these out. I'm going to trace this inside piece on. Got dark blue. Let's do it on our dark blue. Do it on this guy. Okay, so those are shells. Let's just do this little inside piece for a shell. Okay. This side. We'll take these guys out of here. Okay, and then I need our light piece. I'm just going to kind of separate these two. That shall go there. This will go over here. And then we're going to do our bird. Which way do we want him to face? If we do this way, that might look better. Or do we want to do it this way? We'll do it that way. And then I think one of the clouds. So let's put do the bigger cloud. Let's do the cloud first. We'll do our bird. Okay, and then we'll need to do something for that smaller cloud, and I think I'm going to use the dark blue paper again. Let's separate these because we're going to have a dark stormy cloud. Bird, cloud, and then one last cloud. And then I think once we get this guy traced, I am gonna let you guys go because I know your time is valuable. It's Sunday afternoon, I get it. And then I will probably do some cutting tonight while I'm vegging out in front of the TV. And then I'll come back to you guys tomorrow and we'll place it where it belongs. We'll do some inking and then we'll adhere it down and you'll get to see, and then, oh, and then I'll print the pictures too. So I need 1, 2, 3, 4, at least 4. And then you'll get to see the finished layout. How's that sound? Okay. So we don't need these anymore, so we'll put those down there. Get trash. We're gonna keep these pieces. This is trash. Okay, guys. So this is where we're gonna stop. I hope you guys have a great rest of your night. I appreciate you stopping in, and stay tuned till tomorrow. Probably, I don't know what time. I'm gonna hope for earlier versus later, but we'll see, okay? Have a great night. Talk to you guys soon. Bye.